So for week 4 review, there's a bit of content we went over this week. So I definitely recommend, if your time allows, to take this quiz multiple times to help you really both see how well you grasp it and maybe extend your knowledge, right? This is what I say down here, which is you can retake it, right? I'll grade your last attempt, but you can retake it. This week, or in this review, I've added a new feature based on some feedback from another course. And you can ask it follow-up questions or type next to move on to the next question, right? So consider giving me feedback on this because I think one of the things, and this kind of slows down the AI too, which might help with some of these. A couple of people are having it giving you 5 questions and answering them at the same time. But let me show you just how this works. I was just playing with it on this one. So, and this is where I'm saying it's really good. This is going to give you a code example and it's going to say, hey, what's the return result? And I gave it a correct answer. And then it'll say this, do you have any follow-up questions about this? If not, let me know. Oh, it zoomed in. Let me know. Oh, that was too far. If you're ready to move on to the next question. So I said in this case, give me an example of return 0. So in this case, it wrote the code to show me. It was great, right? And it explained it, definitely great. And then I just hit next, and so you keep going, okay? So in that case, you don't have to ask follow-up questions. I don't count the follow-up questions as the 5 questions, but here's my suggestion. If you're struggling with asking 5 questions, and by the way, those need to be about the content, then just ask it to give you 5 more code challenges. And that might just be a great way to have some more time behind keyboard. The other thing is if you're doing coding, and you want to be able to write a line, here you I do shift enter and it'll give you the next line. You can't cut and paste here, but you can at least do shift enter to get a new line if you have. Now in this case you didn't need multiple, but I'm just giving you the example. So the other thing is, like I said, I think that there's a buffering issue with students that when the API in the background, because every time you hit enter here, and that's going to be a wrong answer, right? It seems like I got mixed up. Sure did. But in the background, every time you hit enter or the button, and maybe we'll figure out if it's enter or the hitting the up arrow, right? Like we're used to a chat. But somewhere in there, just know when you do that, there's an API call going on in the back. And if you, I think, are hitting enter multiple times, like thinking, hey, it didn't get I think there's a buffering issue. So we're working on this to try to see if this is causing some of it. But like I said, if it asks you questions that it gives the answer to, just ask it to give you a few more. Okay, remember, a lot of content this week. Do this as many times as allowed to get practice. This is basically like practicing for the technical interview right here. All right, hope this helps.